Overnight shooting has left 2 people. There's another individual hurt.
At the same time, like, bro, everything ain't for the internet, bro. Like, what was your purpose of posting that up there? You did that for these mans, for people to have something to talk about, for people to see.
I don't know exactly what happened to these guys, if it was, somebody snuck up on them, if they was spotted on the block.
But somebody dropped Money Duke low, man. Money Duke now wasn't paying attention.
On the night of May 9th, 2025, Munna Duke was back in Chicago, slipping into the city he had tried to put some distance on. He linked with Youngin and a small circle of friends to celebrate a birthday. Instead of posting up on the south side, they headed north to Edgewater, a neighborhood of college kids, late-night eateries, and lakefront calm that felt a world away from Parkway Gardens. Pork Chops, a barbecue spot and bar on North Broadway, became their base for the night. They ate, drank, laughed, and filmed little flashes of it all for Instagram. Duke's story showed designer sneakers and the kind of easy, casual flex that said they felt safe where they were. One story carried a taunt to the timeline. We outside, DM gang 4 low. They showed what they wore, where they were, who they were with. Outside, accessible, visible. It read like a dare or a promise, depending on who was watching.
So yesterday, Money Duke and Youngin and K Smooth was ambushed outside a bar. Now, why they was at this bar, man, for Gleesh's birthday, man, I still want to hear from Gleesh, man, because that's crazy that they'll be this big. They got the most ops, you know what I'm talking about, like, either you with O-Block or you with Tuckerville or Jara, whatever you want to say it. It's like a split faction. Either you with them on their side or you on their side, bro. And the city split like that all the way to out west. You got out west that's picking sides over this drill era war.
Inside Pork Chops, the night ran long. Drinks kept coming. Stories turned to memories, to old names, to people who weren't there anymore. Duke talked about music moves, fatherhood, next plans. He had been telling interviewers lately that he wanted to move smarter, that he didn't have anything left to prove. Still, the city had a way of remembering you even when you tried to forget it.
That the shooting happened at this place called Pork Chop right here. Online it says they're a restaurant and jazz lounge. We're told the victims were standing right here on the sidewalk when someone drove by and started shooting.
Just after 1:15 a.m., May 10th now, they filtered out towards the sidewalk. The night finally winding down. The blocks were quiet. Streetlights hummed. A few passerbys drifted past without looking twice. Duke, Youngin, and their friend stepped into the open air, unaware of what waited beyond the glass. A car idled nearby. According to a witness, someone watched the door, and then the streets erupted.
The low was dropped from the inside, man. Somebody noticed Money Duke, whether he was coming in or whether when they was about to leave out. Somebody noticed them inside there and called. Because we know this. How do we know this? How do you know that, Swipe? Because they was waiting outside. It wasn't no drive-by. They never just pulled up and they was standing outside hanging around smoking and then they just started shooting. No, they came as they walked out. They was ambushed, you know. Then they say a guy with a ski mask on, he was walking back and forth for about 20 minutes, walking back and forth outside this bar. No police around, no security. You would think a police came down the street 1 o'clock with a ski mask on. You would think somebody would be like, hey bro, hey, somebody outside, y'all be careful with a ski mask on. Notify security to the bar or something, you know? And then, so they get hit up. They get hit up now. They get ambushed. So after they get ambushed, a couple people just record. They was recording, sneaker recording them on the ground.
The first shot rang out just after 1:17 a.m., shattering the silence. Witnesses later said it sounded like fireworks at first, then chaos. A dark-colored Infinity pulled up fast and precise. Youngin was hit multiple times in the upper body and collapsed on the sidewalk, where he passed away. There was no time to run, no time to react. Witnesses reported seeing pedestrians scrambling for cover, ducking behind cars or bolting into nearby storefronts. The third man in their group, a 36-year-old whose name was never released, was struck in the back. He managed to survive his injuries, but Munna Duke, shot in the chest, went down hard. Paramedics rushed him to Wise Memorial Hospital, but he was pronounced deceased before surgeons could even begin.
Take a look at this video we have of the scene. At least 40 evidence markers on the street here in the shooting's aftermath. Police say gunshots rang out just before 1:30 this morning. This is on Broadway between Devon and Rosemont Avenue. Right now, police say they don't know what led up to this shooting. When they arrived, they say they found 3 people shot and none of the victims could give them any information. We're told a 28-year-old and a 31-year-old man were both shot and pronounced at nearby hospitals. A 36-year-old man was also shot and taken to Evanston Hospital, where he was in fair condition at last check.
The shooter didn't linger. They jumped back into the Infinity and peeled off into the night, vanishing down Broadway like ghosts.
The shooter was captured on City Pod cameras and was possibly driving a stolen car. Detectives still looking for that suspect this morning. They say so far they've made no arrests.
Less than 2 hours later, the same Infinity was found burned on the far south side, stripped of evidence, and left smoldering near the Calumet River. Police swarmed the scene. Detectives taped off the entire block. Restaurant staff were questioned. Shell casings marked the sidewalk like footprints.
In the last moments, you was in a bar, you was having fun, y'all was enjoying myself. Y'all was popping bottles, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all was really, you know what I'm saying, chilling. But got on some weird.
Friends and family gathered to remember Munna Duke, a father, a brother, a man who tried in his own way to change course. Video clips showed cardboard cutouts of Duke. A printed farewell service program with his name and photo was quietly passed around. Some kept it folded in their pocket. Others clutched it like scripture. Outside the official service, tension simmered. Whispers online claimed Duke's young son wasn't present. Some said it was a safety issue, that the streets had become too unstable for a child to attend his father's burial. Others took it as a slight. On May 24th, in O-Block, their crew also held a memorial for Youngin. In the days and weeks after their passing, their names were trending. Videos of the crime scene were already circulating. Some rushed to mourn. The mother of Duke's son poured her pain into a public Instagram story. "You bogus. You was the light to my darkness. I love you so much, baby. You know that I showed you that, and you know I was 10 toes no matter the situation. Too much pressure had them hating on you. We talked about everything, but this wasn't one. Not in a million years. I would have thought these would be our last days. We shared so many memories, and I tried capturing most of them." Banks continued. "I got our son, and you know I got you. My N-word can't get no bigger. Baby boy, I love you wholeheartedly. You left me lonely, but I got us. I always told you. Sleep tight. Never would it be. Rest in peace. Watch over me and my family, and I'ma stand on everything I ever told you. Watch."
Me and Duke grew up since the sandbox. Like, I've been knowing Duke my whole life. Younger, he was one of the younger guys, like, we were hanging with. He was hanging with the younger crowd, but he was still one of the guys, though, at the same time. Like, I knew he go be, you know what I'm saying? I know his mom and them and everything.
Others rushed to mock. Some voices online expressed shock and anger, and how quickly some rivals were dissing the fallen rappers. Munna Duke grew up in the heart of Chicago's South Side, surrounded by violence, poverty, and the concrete walls of Parkway Gardens, better known as O-Block.
People think it's dangerous, you know what I'm saying? People hear these all type of stories and shit like that, but to me, it's just like every day. It's like you go through that anywhere, no matter if you're Chicago, O-Block, wherever, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's just how the world is, you know what I'm saying?
His reputation wasn't built in the studio. It was built in alleyways and jail cells, forged in the long shadow of King Von.
To be honest, I never even looked at Von as a rapper because I didn't know him as a rapper. Like, he did something he did once he came out of jail, you see what I'm saying? So it's like, it was kind of all new to me because I never pitched him. As we was growing up, he never said like, I'm gonna be a rapper, you know what I'm saying? So this just came about. So when I seen it like happen, like out the blue. So I didn't even get the chance to really, I had some conversation with him about music. When he asked me, like when he came home, he like, I'm finna start rapping. And I probably started laughing or something like, nah, I don't believe it, you know what I'm saying? But it transformed, like.
Duke was respected, feared, a frontline figure in the Black Disciples' war against rival sects.
People already knew me because like back in the day, but like once Von like, you know, blew up, started rapping, so that kind of put like a boost because he always, you know, say my name and things like that. So they like, hey, who is Duke? Who is Duke? For the people that didn't know like who I was, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So then it's like, once I came home, they like, oh, that's Duke right there, you know?
For much of his early life, Duke was in and out of prison. He missed the first wave of drill music rise, while Chief Keef and Lil Durk were turning pain into platinum. Duke was locked up, but when he came home in 2019, he stepped back onto a block that had changed and into a void left behind by the passing of old leaders. With Von rising in fame and the city still bleeding, Duke took a different role. He aligned with Get Back Gang, the crew allegedly formed after T. Roy's death, to retaliate against anyone involved. Whether or not he pulled the trigger, Duke's name was whispered behind several major hits, including the 2020 hit of FBG Duck. And he made so many references to the hit of Can't Get Right that many people were sure he was involved.
Yeah, my people was actually told me like, even when I was in jail, they like, man, you finna get out and start rapping. I'm like, nah, I ain't finna get out and start rapping, you know what I'm saying? But they like, man, you go ahead. So once I came home, I told myself like, I'm gonna start rapping, see how it go. And then it just happened.
He started rapping in earnest around around 2021. His music wasn't polished, but it was raw, direct, and soaked in street credibility. Tracks like 12 a.m. painted the world he came from in bloodstained details. Fans respected him as a rapper, as well as someone who lived everything he said.
Duke never even used to be on that like that. You know what I'm saying? Duke ain't never been ones that like I'm finna go slide on me. Duke always been about money. You know what I'm saying? Youngin, he been about money too. I ain't never really say too much Younger trying to go slide on nobody or none of that. Duke was just like a player. Duke, you know what I'm saying? Just like fuck with get money and like that. So it was like, damn, y'all got Duke. You know what I'm saying? And then that was a key face of the block. You know what I'm saying? So I know they all over there taking it hard or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I reach out to some family members and send my condolences.
By 2024, Duke had moved out of Chicago. He wasn't proud about it, but people noticed. He had a child with Fat Banks, the widow of OTFD Thang, Lil Durk's brother. That alone put him closer to major players in the city's rap scene.
That's what Duke always been. Like he a pretty boy. Like all females on the block, what the fuck was like, he had a lot of hope. Like females loved that. Like he a pretty boy. I gotta give it to him. He had a lot of pictures, but he never really been like on no gangster shit with people. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll get on that with your ass though. He definitely get on there with your ass. Man. He never been a to none of that. He definitely will get on that with you. If he got to, he definitely will kill your ass. But he wasn't the type that's gonna be like, man, I'm finna go slide on dude and I'm finna go smoke with my ass. He was never that. You know what I'm saying? He was a player. He liked to get money. You know what I'm saying?
He talked in interviews about being tired of the paranoia, tired of the losses. He said he wanted to make it for his son. He wanted to do things different. But Chicago has a long memory, and some debts never go unpaid.
These were two close friends of King Von. You know, these guys were like brothers of King Von. The crazy part is when Von was alive, you know, it seemed like everybody he hung with not here no more. From Muwop and them, they locked up for FBG Duck murder. You know, Louis, who was with him when he got shot, he ended up dying from complications of that injury later on. Slutty got. Now, Munna Duke lost his life, then Youngin lost his life. You know, this shit is crazy. I don't know if this payback, revenge. Remember, it's real street shit going on in the streets. There's people dropping bags on motherfuckers' heads.
Youngin was younger, quieter, and less notorious. He didn't need to be. In Parkway, everyone knew he was solid. He wasn't flashy, but he was there, loyal, reliable. He had been rapping locally, trying to build a name, and gaining respect from OGs like Duke along the way. The streets knew he had survived attempts on his life. He moved smart, kept his circle tight. Both men were seen as part of the last generation of O-Block names that still carried weight outside the studio. It wasn't just two bodies. It was the closing of a chapter, the last of a certain era.
Like this summer finna go. It shouldn't be ugly, bro. Like I knew it shouldn't be ugly. It's hurt behind that. Like he wasn't just loved by O-Block. Like they wasn't just loved by O-Block. They was loved by a lot of motherfuckers with them. Like there was some little cool ass niggas, you feel?
In the hours after the shooting, the streets started talking. The most immediate theory was retaliation. Munna Duke's name had long been connected, officially or otherwise, to some of the most high-profile murders in Chicago drill history. Because of the rumors surrounding his alleged involvement with the death of FBG Duck, some were quick to point out that Duck's camp had been calling for vengeance ever since.
It's hard because how can I sit up there and tell them off a brother or an uncle or a daddy don't go out there and avenge they son? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't do it. You feel me? I would advise against it, but I ain't gonna tell nobody what to do. Feel? Cause like, if I was put in that situation where I was to lose my son or lose my brother, ain't no telling what I'll do in them streets, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Everybody gonna feel my pain on, bro. They gonna have to take me with my bro.
But then came another theory, the back door.
Like, that's a back door, bro. Y'all know that's a back door, bro.
Some believe that the hit didn't come from rivals. It came from within.
The whole situation that screamed back door. The whole situation that screamed back door, like, you know what I'm saying? How much even though they was deaf, feel me? Like, how they know when exactly they was coming out. Like, the whole situation just fishy as hell. Like,
Duke had posted his location on Instagram that night, tagging the restaurant, flashing his fit, and showing who he was with. Critics online questioned why someone as careful as Duke, who had previously moved out of the city and stayed off the radar, would suddenly start moving loose. The whispers got louder when it came out that certain people from O-Block were suspiciously quiet after the shooting.
Bro, a bar owner letting people in the bar with masks on Fulham grade. Where's the security at? Like, when it comes to security, bro, when it comes to the bars, bro, let's break this down. Why is somebody in the bar with a mask on Fulham grade? Y'all letting people in bars with shiesties on, bro? That shit don't even make sense on Fulham grade. So y'all telling me the camera got a masked man walking inside the bar looking, people walking in the bar looking. But that's why I say it was some Chicago.
Some even suggested a woman named Aspen Cartier had dropped his location intentionally, as she had been seen dissing their set despite hanging around them. A more specific rumor pointed toward Front Street. Some speculated that Duke may have crossed lines with other BD sets during the